Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing today? Happy PCE Friday, I should say. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Sterling. Thank you for putting in the earnings. Alibaba beat missing on revenue, especially at 6.83. We're in the complete raw markets. Can anything stop it besides a little overnight pullback? Happy Friday, last trading day of the month. Happy Labor Day to everyone also in the USA. You get Monday off. There will be no live stream on Monday. No live stream on Monday. Gap beat miss, another miss on revenue. Ulta though, beat. Affirm beat. What else do we have going on here? We'll go to the numbers in a second. We'll get to good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Royal Palms. Good morning, Ted. Good morning, Rusty, over on Rumble. So, how is everyone doing again? Remember, no live stream on Monday. Just had to restate that. What do we have? We have the PC, the all important PC numbers, which the market is essentially shrugging off. Tried to have a little quick bounce off of them. Coming in, I mean, it came in with a consensus, came in with expectations. 0.3 core month over month, year over year for the core is 2.9. See here, the month over month is not really headed in the right direction. I mean, it's down from February, but it's pretty much stuck around over the last couple of months around 0.3, 0.2 to 0.3. So we'll see. I mean, they just pretty much sounds like they're going to just shove through a cut anyways. Headline PCE coming in at 0.2. Year over year headline coming in at 2.6. So that's where that sits. We also had wholesale inventories coming in. Everything came in pretty much at expectations. At expectations this morning. Personal spending coming in 0.5 and personal income 0.4. So spending outpacing income growth. What else do we have today? We have the Chicago PMI. We have consumer sentiment and inflation expectations, the final numbers for August. Good morning, Anissa. Good morning, David Atkins. Good morning. Oh, I already said good morning to you, Royal Palms, but can we look at EEM? Remind me. This is going to be a quicker live stream. That's where we sit. Remember, nothing on Monday, and then Tuesday it starts off next week with the first trading of September. So far for the heat map, you have a little pressure on the mega caps and on the chips. Dell, which had earnings yesterday, is down 6.5%. Caterpillar also down 2.5%. In terms of the sectors, let's just do a refresh. Consumer defensive real estate, consumer cyclical, all leading but barely. So it seems so far like heading into the open, we're in a risk-off kind of mode with especially consumer defensive real estate and consumer real estate leading. And comm services and technology are definitely lagging. CME still, let's do a refresh here also to see if there is anything else going on since it refreshes at the top of the hour. And we're at 87% for the rate cut. So it actually went up with probability after those PCE numbers. And then it's still a pause in October and a cut in December. Still in greed mode. Shiller Peas made it back over 39. Back over 39 again. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What else do we have? Nothing. Again, Sterling put in all the earnings. So we're good with that. All right. I mean, we pulled back to a major support level and bounced off it overnight. You can see here, that was a prior breakout level right here. And we bounced off of it into the 4-hour rotation zone. That's what I'm keeping an eye on. Problem is, again, there's no real, unless we get major momentum, there's no real short opportunities. It's just watching for pullbacks still. If we break through this 64.90 level, there's another support level around 64.80. And then another major support level around 64.67. If we rotate back up, which we're into the 4-hour rotation zone, we're holding above another little mini key resistance level right now, but it's really got to start popping into the open above 65.05 to get something on. And then you are into a 4-hour clear path move. So if you want to fine tune the targets, you can use the harmonic retracements, bouncing off the 50% already. So the next key level would be about 55.10, then 55.14, which there's a little resistance shelf there. And 50, I mean, when I said 55, I meant 65. So 65.14, 65.18. That's exactly how I look at it. Once it starts getting above 65, it's really got to sustain above 65.05, which is short-term resistance right now. Good morning, OD Green. Oh, we can take a look at Marvel too. Hold on, let me just get through some of this. NASDAQ, again, we came up really close to that 75% harmonic and pulled back. If we drop through 623, 625 area, next major support is 23,501. But there's also a fair amount of support in here. You can see support levels in here. So that's where we sit here going into the open. The NASDAQ's definitely been a little weaker. NASDAQ really has to sustain above about 23,687. Excuse me, 23,687 to get into bullish mode today. Let's just see something. Let me go back here. All right, just seeing if there's any other pattern there. The Dow, we still have the potential double top here. It's reversing this whole move, but it's against the daily rotation zone. There's very key support already pulled back to it this morning. This 4,500 to 4,515 is very key support that it'd have to break through before it even get a breakdown in the Dow. And then the next key support base is right around 45,350 to 360. Other than that, the Dow has to start breaking above about 45,660 to get in bull mode today. Russell, just pausing here. Let's update the harmonics to the next pausing bar. We're pausing. We paused at the 87.5 and the other harmonic I'm going to update now. So if we break out today and move higher, just above yesterday's high is 24.03. And then the major, if the Russell keeps on going next week to start off September, we got 24.31, 24.32 to 24.43. Key support is back at 23.65. And then if it did drop below there, I just keep an eye on right around Wednesday's lows. Wednesday's lows coming in at 23.55. VIX, again, yesterday, for reversing a little up, making a new low, recent low at 14.12. Little bounce this morning with the PCE numbers. But we'll see if it starts getting to sell volatility again. There's nothing to report there. The DAX could be setting up, especially next week, for a %B buy. A little %B buy with some support, so I'll be looking for that next week. The 10-year with the PCE numbers still holding key support. Nothing going on today unless we can rally above yesterday's high. But the market is shrugging off everything. So, crude, so far it's not rolled over from the %B sell signal. We still have cycles at the top. Still looking for the rollover play. This is a little mini double, but this whole thing is not a proper double because the targets extend. You can see here, it's the second and third target extend beyond there. So really, if this breaks down, the targets I'm looking at are right around 62.60 and then back down to about 62 on any rollover play if we start breaking back down. Other than that, gold, yesterday closed above the 62.5. So on any pullback, still going to be watching for rotations back up. There still is a key gap fill back to 3491.3, and the harmonic is 3488.9. So we still, even on a pullback or pause, they're going to be watching for more rotations back up there. Dollar index still holding key support. So nothing's changed since the commentary yesterday. Breakdown below 97.20, breakout above 98.20. Let's just skip to some other stuff. The spiders. The spiders coming up yesterday to the 649.55 harmonic area. If we break out above there, next key harmonic is 651.84 and 652.91. This cluster area, but going to slight gap down today, so the first play would be for a gap fill to 648.92. Still major support at 646. Qs. The Qs gap down also in the Qs 574.75. The first thing would be for the gap fill to 577.08. Ticked off the 75% harmonic. The next, if not for today, but next week, if it continues higher, would be 580.26. You need a pretty massive rally. Bitcoin still coming up, between the candle bodies and prior major support becoming resistance, trading back down, but nowhere near the first target yet. So 106.240 is the first target. What else do we have? Good. Hello, Charles. What else? Can we look at EEM? Sure. I haven't looked at this on this platform in a while. On this one, it's just next key area, next target up it's gapping down today. But again, as long as this doesn't close below the rotation zone, weekly rotation zone, right around 47.50 at this point, I would personally be looking for, if you're not already in it, be long entries. And with the 62.5 level, we still have 52.09 as the next target, and then 55.19. So as long as it does not close below the weekly rotation zone, I'd still be looking for pullback setups in that. Pullback buy entries. It's stair-stepping lower, it's waning momentum. So I'd be personally waiting for the little bigger pullback potentially. And where would that level be? Let's see. The bigger pullback level, if it were to get there, would probably be a little closer to a 48.50 to about 49. What else do we have? What else was there? Marvel. On the top and bottom on Marvel, looks like it has daily head and shoulders that will trigger at the open. Yeah, that's it's a sloppy one. But looking at the targets, you just use a horizontal neckline at that. You got 62.70, about 59, and then about 55. What does that look like on the weekly? I'd really be paying attention to that first target area, and if you're trading this to a short side, this is going to be this 200. It's also right near a prior breakout zone, so I'd really be at least considering that as a key target, a first key target area. Thanks for pointing that out, Sterling. All right. Well, September, I think, is going to be an interesting period. Remember, we still have the buybacks coming in until September 14th. You still have upwards pressure on this market, and it keeps shrugging off anything. So, personally, on pullbacks, still watching the 4-hour and the daily rotation zone for pullback opportunities, for short-term entries. Long-term, I mean, We've got waning momentum up here with cycles barely rolled over, but there's no key topping pattern yet. I mean, we're not even back below the daily rotation zone. And last time we ended up one day below it before the big day last Friday. So there's definitely no key short setups. And even the NASDAQ, which has been lagging, closed above the 62.5. So I still got to favor the probabilities on this one too. All right. I'm not going to keep people any longer. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Again, you can see still some interesting price action last trading day of the month. We start back on Tuesday, September 2nd. So to kick off September. And everyone have a wonderful Labor Day if you celebrate it in the US of A. There you go, red to green today. VIX is negative now. We shall see, won't we? All right. With that, again, everybody have a wonderful long weekend, and I'll see you back on Tuesday. Bye for now.